voting, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes. Those votes were put there a number of hours before.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Could you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
And by the way, I don't think that's some grand conspiracy. I think this is sort of what power is. I mean this at a sort of high level.
$7 million for reef fish management, $25 billion to combat Asian carp, $2.5 billion to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. People in law and order. People in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. 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 But you have to go home now. People in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened. And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people. And then they have
artillery examine the terrain. Watch a campaign with the Manchin pain. To pain in the brain. To pain in the brain.
But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened. People in law and order.
Look, talk about education. School, not daycare. School. Help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure the kids hear words.
That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position. Antifa exists. Antifa exists.
But you have to go home now. 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 People in law and order.
Good news is, for me, I'm here. The bad news for you is, I'm coming back.
As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
They're not accountable accountable to anyone. I get 10 to 12 million views a month, and they won't come on and address my progressive audience. They won't come on and address Bree's audience or Katie's audience.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. Because my dad had 2 kids by the time he was 27.
And by the way, I don't think that's some grand conspiracy. I think this is sort of what power is. I mean this at a sort of high level.
Did you use the word smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe.
In case you don't know, and you haven't seen the latest polls, the American people hold the President of the United States in contempt. They hold this institution in contempt. They hold the Republican Party in contempt. They hold the Democratic Party in contempt.
And then they have cans of soup. And he's like this, and we were, I need water, help me, I need water, help.
Well, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. Not good. Believe me, not good.
$7 million for reef fish management. $25 billion to combat Asian carp.
But you have to go home now. People in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. Such a thing happened.
They're not accountable to anyone.
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes.
Hello, users, and welcome to the Bloody Broadcast. This is Above It All 1077. And this is January 10th, 2021. So we're here, we're live. So I this morning, I got to do a quick recap here. So this morning, I wake up and I notice that I've got like 50 at least replies, and I keep scrolling, and I'm like, I gotta get on my computer, right? So I go on my computer and I notice that these bizarre force the vote red brown Twitter accounts have discovered me. They have found out, and they are very upset. And so I decided to engage. And so after engaging on Twitter with these absolute dullards, myself and a fellow Twitter user decided to record a little video making fun of them. So that will be live at about noon in 2 hours from now. So it's 10:08. That'll be live at 12 to 1 hour and 52 minutes. If you want to see that, it's about 40 minutes. We had a good time. We mocked a bunch of those dumb motherfuckers. And so if you're wondering how I feel about that scenario, go just wait for that. And that is going to come out, and you can go watch that. But for now, I'm going to talk about the news, right? So, hello, Spirit Mayo. Hello, but is it Art, Dev J, and Defa? Katie Sigmund. By the way, someone left a comment on one of my videos saying, like, click this timestamp for the intro being over and after they say hello to everyone. So, thank you for doing that in the previous video. I'm going to make it increasingly hard for you to do that. Just, you know, it's just my little thing that I do. Hello, DCK Punk. Hello, Khalida. I don't know if I said hello to Katie. Hello, Katie. Fun Police. Torrential Rage. Sarah. Try3. Brian. Shurif. Howdy, howdy. Nicholas. Howdy, howdy. Mr. Freak Glitcher. Alright. Joseph of the Mud. And hello, Don. Hello, Cloud. A Bogical. Logical. You told me how to say that and I forgot. I'm so sorry. Yeah, there you go. I think, hello Isaac. Hello Terminage. Hello Spats Cannon. Cephas. Where are all these new people? Hello Felix. What the fuck? King of Badgers. Hello. Alright. Unknown Stoyle. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Hello Kibble. I'm here to start the show. Alright, Kibble said so let's do it. Sorry, glass half empty. I can't say hello to you because Kibble said I have to start the show. And so, start the show I shall. So, 2 days ago, Joe Manchin decided to involve himself in the discourse by saying, yeah, I know the Democrats campaigned on, including our newly elected president campaigned on getting $2,000 stimulus checks to the people as soon as they take control in the Senate. But I'm going to be Joe Manchin, and I'm going to say no because I'm Joe Manchin. So here's an article from the Daily Poster. Millionaire West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin on Friday threatened to single-handedly block new $2,000 survival checks to millions of Americans, including hundreds of thousands in his own state, which is facing growing starvation during the COVID-19 pandemic. Manchin told The Washington Post he will absolutely not support a new round of $2,000 survival checks that congressional Democrats and President-elect Joe Biden promised to send out if Democrats manage to win the 2 Georgia Senate runoff races and take back control of the U.S. Senate, which they did on Tuesday. How is the money that we invest now going to help us best to get our jobs and get people employed? And I can't tell you that send another check out is going to do that person that already got a check. What? Like what? Like what? Even investors were upset. The stock market quickly tanked after the report about Manchin's opposition. Investment bank Goldman Sachs had just finished adjusting its expectations for economic growth based on the idea that Democrats' Georgia wins would mean an additional $750 billion in aid, according to a Bloomberg email. But Manchin's opposition to survival checks could be especially costly for his constituents. Manchin represents West Virginia. By the way, 57% of renters in West Virginia are on the verge of eviction. Over a majority of renters in his state. So I'm just throwing that out there. One of the poorest states in the nation, the last round of stimulus checks only gave the full $600 of aid to individuals who earn less than $75,000, which includes nearly 70% of West Virginians. That means his constituents stand to disproportionately benefit from new rounds of stimulus checks. Manchin would not be eligible for a check himself, since his Senate seat comes with an annual salary of $174,000. He's also in the commercial real estate business and was worth an estimated $7 million in 2018, according to Open Secrets. I love the way that these articles are written on the Daily Poster, so I'm just saying, I love them. His constituents, on the other hand, badly need help. According to census data, more than 40% of West Virginians are now facing food insecurity. Roughly 13% report suffering from food scarcity, meaning they sometimes or often don't have enough to eat. The percentage of Manchin's West Virginia constituents who say they don't often have enough to eat has increased 70% during this pandemic. Manchin's staff quickly tried to walk back his opposition to the new survival checks, telling Bloomberg that he wasn't actually shooting down the idea entirely, but rather indicating he doesn't believe $2,000 checks should be the Senate's top priority. They said Manchin would prefer that aid be targeted at those who've lost their job. By the way, which doesn't apply to a lot of people, gig workers, by the way, etc., etc. So you can read the rest of this article. But we know enough about Joe Manchin here. Right? Fuck that guy. I want to buy some new PlayStation 1 games, and Joe Manchin's making that a lot more difficult. Right? Fuck this guy.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Anyway, what are you gonna do? Woo! Hello, everyone. Hello, Mike. Afraid Not Ratchet. What is up? How's everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone's having a good day. I'm having a pretty good day. I'd like to say thank you for being here. I just checked Twitter, and apparently I've got an additional 40 notifications. I don't know why people are interacting with me on Twitter and then not watching my live show. Don't know what that's about. That's a little weird, right? Like, let's be honest, like, here I am doing a live show and somehow people are like, hey, I'm gonna get your attention on Twitter. Like, hello, I'm right here. Hello, right? I got a smudge on my glasses. Hold the fucking phone. My God. Yeah, so today I'm going to be talking more about the Capitol terror attack, coup attempt, and I'm going to be talking about Democrats and how they're kind of missing the moment a little bit, including our lovely President-elect Joseph Robinette too. 7 a.m. here in Portland, God bless. Annie RC, yeah, because you suck. Hello, Kevin Logan. Yeah, definitely go share the stream link on Twitter. That's a great idea. That's an absolutely wonderful idea. Fucking, I got an advertisement on this video on Twitter. Like, I really just, come on. So, hello, Darian. Love the absolutely true title. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're not on Twitter? You should get a Twitter. What's my Twitter? You can follow me at the link that I posted in the chat room. Bada boom. Alright, so Joseph Robinette Biden II, the newly minted President of the United States, currently still serving the role of President-elect, had a speech that was clipped off by The Hill that I saw, and I skimmed through it. And obviously the headline is a little worrisome. So this is a 6-minute speech. I don't know if I'm going to watch the whole thing, but we really should be paying attention to what the incoming President of the United States is saying. This guy is living in La La Land.
You have called for unity and healing in this country, but after the events of Wednesday, does that make your job easier or harder?
I think it makes my job easier, quite frankly. I've had a number of my Republican colleagues, former colleagues, I used to serve in the Senate for a long time, call me. Many of them are as outraged and disappointed and embarrassed and mortified.
So this, again, 30 seconds in, this is extremely bad. This is really, really bad. Like, I would even go as far as to say, like, in the words of our current president.
Did you use the word smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe.
There's nothing smart about you, Joe. So again, the distinction between Republicans and Trump, there is none. If there is a Venn diagram, one circle is the Republican Party, the other circle is Donald Trump and his supporters, guess what? There is no other circle. That's one motherfucking circle. And Joe Biden is still buying into this bizarre mythological fan fiction that, oh, the fever will break. There's regular Republicans. What? How many people currently serving in the Senate voted not to convict our criminal president back in January of last year? Remind me, because last time I checked, it was basically all of them. But yeah, the reasonable Republicans.
By the president's conduct, as I am, and Democrats are. And I think I have said from the beginning, and I have not changed my view, my overarching objective is to unify this country. We must unify the country. And I think that you've heard me say this before, and I apologize for repeating myself, but understandably the questions are repetitive and good. I mean, I'm not being critical of the question. And that is that there's two ways people are inspired.
Dumb people,
by inspirational leaders and by terrible leaders. By terrible leaders. What this president has done is rip the Band-Aid all the way off to let the country know who he is and what he's about and how thoroughly unfit for office he is. And you see already a number of Republicans. I was so proud. I know we're on opposite sides. I'll get criticized from some of the people in my party for saying this, but I've worked very hard with and against the former soon to be.
Okay, I'm sorry, but what the fuck, dude? Okay, so this guy was vice president, right? And who was his boss? Remind me. Right, the first black president. And who received more death threats than any president? Oh, right, yeah, Barack Obama, right? The guy that literally just because of his skin color spawned the entirety of the birther movement, by the way, spearheaded by Donald Trump, right? This fucking guy was vice president under the first black president, and he's going to pretend like Donald Trump created this? What? These people were sending death threat after death threat to the White House for 8 fucking years straight, while Donald Trump was directing that anger at them and magnifying it, and he's gonna say it's all Trump? It's not, just Trump's presidency, man. He ruined everything. Everything was great when I was in office, and then Trump came in, and then, like, what? What?
Former Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. I thought what he...
By the way, I love that. Former majority... I love that, by the way. I'm sorry, but that's really good.
Soon to be former Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. I thought what he said on the floor of the United States Senate was, in fact, the right thing to do.
So, okay, Mitch McConnell literally destroys the country for, 10 years straight right now. This guy has been fucking us, to death for, the last 10 years at least, right? And now, all of a sudden... he says one decent thing at the end of it all. The hands have been washed. Oh, he said something noble. Oh, democracy would be a death spiral. Oh, Mitch McConnell. Oh, you're so brilliant and brave.
He stood up. He's ashamed. I spoke with a guy I have enormous respect for. Enormous respect for. And I ran against him.
Who?
Mitt Romney. I spoke to Mitt this morning again. This is a man of enormous integrity, who lives his faith. There are so many more, but there's others who should be ashamed of themselves. But they make up a minority of the Republican Party. This isn't about Republican.
No. This is the incoming Democratic president. Are you fucking joking? Look at the House of Representatives. How many House Republicans voted to object to the election results? Was that a minority? Or is he just talking about the Senate? Look at the fucking House.
Democrat anymore. This is about people who understand what this country's about and the things we have to agree on and move together on. I just think that if you look at it, speaking to some of my Republican colleagues, and I've spoken to a number of them over the last month since we've been elected, through recently as the day in which this god-awful debacle was taking place up on the Hill.
I can't listen to the rest of this. I'm sorry. I don't want to put you through this pain. Joe Biden, this is embarrassing. This is pathetic. This is weak. This is disgusting. This is enabling the fascistic events that took place on January 6th. Again, the Republican Party is a terrorist organization. It is the most dangerous organization on the face of the earth, debatably in the history of this species. Now, you got a few other ones that will give a run for its money, like the Catholic Church, for example. But, my point stands. The Republican Party is highly dangerous and is a criminal terrorist organization. And the incoming Democratic president is enabling them. Does he not know? Again, he was vice president to the first black president. Does he not know how fucked these people are in the head? Was he never privy to any of the death threats that Obama got over the years? That Trump kind of weaponized and used to build his winning coalition? Right? What the fuck is this guy doing? They went there to kill you, Joe Biden. If you were there, they would have killed you. They wanted to kill Mike Pence. They wanted to kill Nancy Pelosi. They wanted to kill as many people as they could. If you were there, they would have killed you. They wanted to kill Kamala Harris. And you're defending the people that enabled that event to take place, and you're going to let them enable further acts of violence to take place? Are you fucking joking? I think we're in for a really rough year. This is only if Joe Biden does not wisen up, and let's be honest, he won't. This is going to be a really, really scary year. And we all need to be as careful as we possibly can. Because once Trump is no longer in office, and you're starting to see this now, the Trumpers, right? Once they are convinced that the state is corrupt, 70 million people-ish, maybe let's, be conservative and say 40 million people think the state is corrupt and that they stole the election, they're not going to even... Like, again, they stormed the U.S. Capitol and destroyed things while carrying American flags and chanting USA. That's how depraved they are. And you're going to try to reason with these people. Unbelievable. It's embarrassing. But, again, in the words of our president, well...
Dumb people, liberal people.
My God. This is going to be a shit show. This is going to be a fucking shit show. So, today is Sunday. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are new here, new viewers. Hello, my lovely new viewers, right? So I know there's a lot of people that are new here, and you might not know what other things I broadcast on this YouTube channel. So not only do I do a beautiful, prolific, and powerful web show called Above It All, where I do beautiful and poignant political and news commentary, I also do other sorts of programming. I have got an infrequently updated series called Cooking with the Bitch, which I would like to continue soon, but it's so cold that I can barely stay in the kitchen for more than 5 minutes right now. But you can go watch that. There's a playlist. I've got another weekly series that I do called Sunday Run Day. And Sunday Run Day is where I speedrun video games, which is you start a video game and try to complete it as fast as you can, and I just kind of have a fun time. So I normally do that. I try to start at around 2, sometimes 3 p.m. And so if you just want to come by, get to know me, ask me a question. Again, it's just free form. Like, I'm not going to be, I'll respond to basically every chat message. It's going to be free form. Ask me whatever and just kind of chill, and we can shit talk. Anyone, we can shit talk, politicians, Twitter users, YouTubers, whatever. So right now, 2 games that I plan on playing are Gubble and Muppet Race Mania. So those are both for the PlayStation, and if you're interested in watching me play those games, I will be doing so later today. So I would appreciate it if you would show up. If that's not your thing, that's cool too. But, fuck you. So, there you go. What's Max doing? I don't know. Max, what are you doing? I think Max is just being a dog. Unbelievable. You found me from the Nomiki channel thingy. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten a lot of subscribers. And I'm very, very, very much so thankful for, Nomi and then, some of the other people in that orbit just, backing me up. Like, I appreciate it a lot. So, yeah, I mean, it's, it's weird to have so many, like, 70 people, 69 people, even better, watching my stream. What? Like, what? Why is that happening? I don't know. Oh. Right? So, anyway, I've got another segment lined up, and this is so good. It's so good. Alright. So, Parler, the beautiful and wonderful website known as Parler, right, which is currently being shut down. Let's be honest. So, Parler, the people that go on Parler are the people either, 1, that get banned everywhere else, or 2, are dumb as shit and are Republican cultists, right? And again, this is a problem with Republican voters. Like, these people are batshit fucking crazy, okay? So, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is a seditious traitor who is elected to Congress to support the Q conspiracy network, this is her reaction to Parler getting shut down. She said, "I need your contact information. With Donald Trump's ban, who knows what's next in the Great Purge? I need your email and phone number before it's too late. If you or I get banned, I'll only be able to contact you through email and phone." Right? So, instead of giving the email and phone to the politician via the private web form that is her campaign, right? You want to know what these dumb motherfuckers did?
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ, only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
They literally just posted their phone numbers and their emails. Like they just posted them. They're just posting phone numbers and emails. Like, how dumb are these people? Seriously? Like, I mean, again, these are the people that stormed the Capitol. Like, they're dumb as fuck. They're dumb as fuck. They're dumber than Dumpster Sludge. And Dumpster Sludge is pretty dumb. So I wanted to brighten your day a little bit. Again, like these are our enemies in the battlefield of ideas. This is who Joe Biden is saying he wants to work with. Yeah, these are the regular Republicans, right? These dumb bitches, dude. I swear to oof. My lord. My fucking lord, dude. I literally, and I have to play it again. I'm sorry.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
I'm like, literally my brain is fried. Like, I just don't, like, human beings. These are humans. These are not, like, you know, dogs. You know, this isn't Max if Max was throwing his paws on my keyboard. These are human beings. You know? Puts in the work. I try my best, at least. I try my best. Again, thank you all for showing up today. Later today, I will be doing what's called Sunday Run Day. So, again, I will be live pretty much all day today. Before that, after this show is done, earlier today, I did a pre-tape with Kentucky Fried Comrade of Twitter fame, and we were dunking on some of these red-brown Twitter posters that are trying to come after me, because I've you know, in their defense, I've come after them, right? So, but these guys had a really funny Twitter thread where they tried to fucking, like, just, you know, attack me, and it was really embarrassing and pathetic. And so we kind of just mocked them and had fun with it. So that's about 40 minutes long. That'll be live on my channel in about an hour and a half. And that'll be a premiere, so you can come watch it. I'll probably hang out in the chat too. But it won't be live because, you know, he's not feeling too well, so he's going to go to sleep. But he wanted to pop on and give a little bit of some fun commentary. But, so yeah, that's going to be coming up. And then after that, I will be doing the aforementioned Sunneth Day, or Runneth Day. But before everything else that I mentioned, let's get right into the news once again. Trump agreed to condemn the Capitol rioters only after realizing he could face legal trouble for inciting them, report says. So again, I covered this yesterday. A story where Donald Trump in private is saying that he regrets asking them to stop the violence, and he regrets condemning them, and he regrets conceding the election. These are all things. He's still crazy. You thought when he threw everyone under the bus that was anything but self-preservation? Really? You thought that was anything but self-preservation? Hell no. Hell no. So let's read this article. This is from Yahoo News, which pulls it from somewhere. I don't fucking know. President Donald Trump agreed to record a video criticizing the Capitol rioters only after he realized he could face legal consequences, the New York Times reported. In a video on Thursday, Trump said he was outraged by the violence and promised a smooth transition to the Biden administration. The day before, as his supporters stormed the Capitol, the president refused to speak out against them, despite his aides' pleas and warnings, the Washington Post reported. The U.S. attorney in Washington, D.C., said on Thursday that prosecutors were investigating all actors who might have played a part in the riot, and he did not rule out Trump. Let's go. Trump has told his supporters at a rally on Wednesday, before they overran the Capitol, to fight like hell. So again, there's the basic info. I think it's outlined really well. Again, this is a little clip, and I pulled this because it's hilarious. But this is a little clip from his day of video.
But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened.
Like, that's the video. Like, he uploaded that gobbledygook as his fucking fanboys were trying to fucking kill politicians. He uploaded that gobbledygook. We have to respect our great people in law and order. I'm sorry. It's so funny. This is
people in law and order. People in law and order. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where
such a thing
happened.
My God, the guy's on drugs, dude. But seriously, like, motherfucker, right? Motherfucker. Of course he's just trying to fucking save his own ass. Of course he really wants these people to overthrow the government to install him as president. Right? And then you've got these red-brown Twitter posters going out there saying, oh my God, Trump got banned from Twitter. He's the president and he can say anything to get on news whenever he wants, but he got banned from Twitter. Oh my God. And then Trump's own fanboys are going, free speech. Oh! Unbelievable. These people are dumb as shit.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
My lord. Hello, Gil Macosta. What's up? How's it going? Hello, Shampoo. I do not live in New Jersey. I was raised in New Jersey, Ratchet. But yeah, I am very familiar with Donald Trump as a result. I actually think I went to Atlantic City once when I was like 12 or so. And I remember seeing like all the big shit. I think this was still when Trump's thing was there. I don't know, but I remember seeing Trump this, Trump that all over Atlantic City when I was young. Was it Atlantic City or Ocean City? Ocean City's Maryland. I don't know, man. I'm fucking high. Anyway, did you realize Max the doggy is a subs magnet? Look at this dog. Look at that. You see that? There's just like a dog there. Like, look. There's just like there's just a dog. Like sometimes like I forget that Max exists. But then I turn around and there's just like a dog on the floor. Like there's just a dog on the floor for some reason. I don't know. Ocean City is in Jersey and in Maryland. I thought so. I used to also live in Maryland, so that's why. I moved from New Jersey to Maryland. So, it's a little confusing. And where I lived in Maryland was literally right on the border of Washington. So, that's why I say I also used to live in Washington, because I lived in the metro area, so. High this early? You bet. You'll know why I got high. Again, at noon, in about an hour and 20 minutes, what's going to go live is a pre-tape I did this morning. And you're going to know why I got high when you watch the pre-taped show about the Twitter thing. It's really fun. So you're going to know why. You're going to know why soon enough. Trust me. All right, let's get into the next segment. Whew. Joe Biden wants to set aside deficit concerns to invest in ailing U.S. economy. So this is actually some good Biden news. You got to, you got to do the good and you got to do the bad. Also, breaking, GOP Senator Pat Toomey calls on Trump to resign. I'm also going to talk about that later in the show, but thank you, NBC, for putting that at the top there. All right, Washington. I haven't read this article yet, so I just wanted to read it for the first time. I don't know if I'm going to read the whole thing, but I wanted to read it, and we'll see how I feel about it. Sometimes I like pre-reading articles. Sometimes I like reading them for the first time. It depends on the subject matter. So that's kind of my thinking. Also, I'm lazy. President-elect Joe Biden said Friday that he favors setting aside concerns about federal deficit in order to spend more money to boost the ailing American economy. I also think he just came out in favor of like $10,000 relief if passed through Congress. He can do so via executive order, but he's a dumb motherfucker, so he doesn't want to do that, right? Every major economist thinks we should be investing in the deficit, or in deficit spending, my bad, in order to generate economic growth. Let's go, Biden told reporters Friday, citing low interest rates and limited Federal Reserve powers to fix the COVID crisis. As this city reels from the chaos of a deadly riot at the Capitol spurred by Donald Trump, Biden says he'll lay out an economic relief package this year that will cost in the trillions of dollars. He said it will include emergency relief to those harmed by the pandemic, as well as investments in infrastructure, healthcare, and a whole range of things that are going to generate good-paying jobs. I believe I heard someone talk about reducing the Medicare age to 60, which is a good step. Obviously not good enough, but a good step nonetheless, and we can build off of that. If we don't act now, things will get much worse and harder to get out of the hole later, so we have to invest now, Biden said. There's a dire need to act now. This guy, the way he speaks. Biden's remarks came 2 days after Democrats were projected to capture control of the Senate, giving them power to set the agenda in both chambers. The comments indicate that he and his party will be less inclined than they were during the Obama administration to acquiesce to Republican demands to limit new spending because of the national debt. Again, good. Reminder, there is no such thing as the deficit. It just doesn't exist. What? Deficit? The money is fake. We just made it up. What is a deficit? Like what? This is just pieces of paper, dude. And in a lot of cases, not even pieces of paper, just numbers on a computer in a lot of cases. Senator Bernard Sanders, the runner-up in the 2020 Democratic primary and likely incoming chairman of the Senate Budget Committee, God bless Chairman Bernard, praised Biden's comments in a Saturday interview. The president-elect is exactly right that this is not the time for austerity politics, Sanders told NBC News. Again, I love how he says austerity politics. You got to name and shame the ideology at play here. We cannot maintain the austerity economics that have allowed the very rich to do phenomenally in this country while working people suffer. Again, Elon Musk shot up from like the fourth or the whatever richest person in the world to the richest person in the world over the course of this crisis. So, again, we can read more of this if you want, and by we can, I mean I won't. You can do it yourself later. But this is a good sign. And again, I'm very tough on Biden. I don't like Biden. If you watched my show at all during the primary, you would know I don't like Biden. And I would implore you to go back and watch some of my anti-Biden videos that I made, just, to see where I'm coming from here. I did vote for him in the general, but I do not like Biden. And but I do have to tell you when he says dumb things, and I have to tell you when he says decent things. There's a lot of people out there that just have Democrat derangement syndrome, and they'll just say everything a Democrat ever does is evil. That's not the case. And so if Biden is saying that he's going to do a multi-trillion-dollar stimulus package, let's get it done, right? And let's make sure it's done right. And so that's a good sign. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, nothing is concrete yet. We have to keep up pressure, but we'll see how it goes. And maybe not everything will be will be trash, you know? Mosh Master, $20. Is there anything, is there anyone know how, oof, this is rough. Is there anyone know how to start a petition to call for any former members of the military that participated in the Capitol coup, dead or alive, have their discharge be reduced to dishonorable? They or their estate must pay. I don't know, but thanks for the cash. I don't know. And if anyone watching the VOD does know, like, just, you know, let me know or tune in tomorrow or whatever, and I'll get the message to you, Mosh Master. But thank you for the chat. I really appreciate it. Like, legit, I do.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ
would give me money in YouTube super chats. Let's be honest. I'm just joking, of course. I'm not actually joking. Anyway, hello, Cold Heart Channel. Sometimes, one of the benefits of having long hair, right, is that, like, I can, like, do this, and, like, it tickles my scalp. Like, if anyone has long hair, back me up here. Like, you just pull at your hair a little bit. And then it, like, kind of tickles your scalp. And it, like, especially when I'm really high, it just feels good. You know? Anyway, now that I've exposed myself, let's read another article here, shall we? Anyway, okay, let's move on. Alright, so, Trump rioters could face long jail terms because of his executive order to punish BLM. Don't you just love it? Don't you just love it? Don't you just love it?
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Oh my god, dude, it's so good. Alright, so, condemning the violent rioters who stormed the Capitol on Wednesday, Acting Attorney General Jeffrey Rosen, in a statement, assured that those responsible for the attack would face the full consequences of their actions under the law. The protesters are liable to be punished with up to 10 years in prison, God bless, for injury of federal property under the executive order signed by President Donald Trump during the Black Lives Matter anti-racism protests in July of 2020. Oh my god, the person with the lectern arrested. Love it. Thank you, Mudjo, for the scoop. I just had the privilege of signing a very strong executive order protecting American monuments, memorials, and statues, and combating recent criminal violence, Mr. Trump wrote on Twitter on 26 June after people took to the streets in the wake of George Floyd's murder. Long prison terms for those lawless acts against our great country. Mr. Rosen, in the statement, did not mention a specific punishment or refer to the executive order. Our criminal prosecutors have been working throughout the night with our special agents and investigators from the U.S. Capitol Police, who, by the way, should also be held accountable for their actions in letting these people in, FBI, ATF, Metropolitan Police Department, and the public, to gather the evidence, identify perpetrators, and charge federal... I don't know, I thought that would be changed, but, you know, it's charge federal crimes where warranted, he said. So anyway, you can get the gist there. I think it's really funny that Donald Trump did this whole law and order thing. And then again, his people, again, did Black Lives Matter protesters kill police? No. But did Donald Trump Blue Lives Matter protesters kill police? Yup.
But people in law and order, we have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order.
I'm sorry, I gotta do it again.
But we have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order.
Like, he posted that to Twitter. That was one of the tweets that got his account banned. Him saying, we have to respect our great people in law and order. Motherfucker. I fucking can't with these people. It's just so funny. It's just so funny. Wow. Property can be damaged, not injured. They're not pupil. Lol. How do you injure property? No, agreed. Yeah, it's impossible. He just executed the driver in a crime that happened years ago. Who are you talking about? Hello, Cold Heart Channel. Jack Thompson's doppelganger. Good username, by the way. Truth Seeker Analysis. Thank you. Always, rather. Truth Seeker always. Thank you for the emojis. Jojo D. Ariste. Thank you, thank you. Lucy Parsons. Thank you for just existing. Isaiah K. Thank you again for existing. So I got a couple more stories that I'm going to talk about. This one is very interesting. Fascinatingly, the Defense Department is referring to Wednesday's pro-Trump riot as the January 6, 2021 First Amendment protests. It's not interesting. So let's read this little memo here. The purpose of this memorandum is to memorialize, I'm sorry, I'm really high right now, and I'm dyslexic, so that, factors in, the planning and execution timeline for the Washington, D.C. National Guard's involvement in the January 6, 2021 First Amendment protests in Washington, D.C. The First Amendment protests. I'm not, like, well, yeah, I really, there's nothing else I can say there. I mean, I just wanted to point that out. Again, National Guard wasn't allowed to go in. We don't quite know why yet. I've heard reports that they didn't want the National Guard to go in while Trump was still having a meltdown. They wanted to make sure Trump wouldn't have the National Guard, be on the side. I don't know. A lot of people were saying they were afraid of Trump being in command of National Guard, and that's why they tried to stop them. I don't buy it personally. I think they just didn't want them there because they wanted to leave the space open. Again, Capitol Police let these people in. So it's interesting that that's what the Secretary of Defense is referring to this event as. Just First Amendment. They're just celebrating their First Amendment right to go into the Capitol building and threaten to kill politicians. First Amendment right. Dumb motherfuckers. Dumb motherfuckers. Yeah, my fucking Twitter notifications, dude. Jesus, I'm afraid to click on them because who knows what's going to happen. But I'm going to click on them and then get rid of the number. Alright, so now the number's gone. So let's wait for them to stack back up again because it's going to get good. It's going to get good. Again, if you want to know why Twitter's going crazy right now, I'm going to be uploading, or it's already uploaded. We did a segment this morning, myself and Kentucky Fried Comrade. A bunch of these red-brown Twitter posters found out that I exposed them, and they got really fucking triggered. And so we basically made fun of them for 40 minutes or so. And so that will be live in about an hour on my channel. It'll be a premiering video. And I will also put it in the podcast version of this episode. And if you're interested in listening to audio, you can listen to the show on Anchor. It's on Spotify, above it all. Just search for it or whatever. So that will also be in the podcast version of this show. But it will also be on the channel in a separate video. And so I definitely recommend watching it. It's really funny. See, I like your channel because you're not just good pressing Biden, but also pointing out that they have done some things. And I'm a Republican. Ugh, gross. I hate Republicans. Yeah, hey Smia, how's it going? Yeah, I don't know why 94 people are watching me. I mean, in the words of our president.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
They're not sending their best, apparently. What are you going to do? I'm just joking around, of course. Again, I am a very satirical person. I upload, can we talk about this? I uploaded a 2-minute video, right? That, by the way, the title of this video was brilliant. I am hilarious. Right? I am really funny. But the video was entitled Shock. Nomiki steals my content, monetizes it, and profits from my words of wisdom. That was a video I titled 2 minutes and 41 seconds. And somehow some people did not know I was joking, even though I explicitly stated that I was joking in the video. So I'm just saying, if you're new here, I'm a very funny person, and you may disagree, but at least I try to be funny. So, if I ever say something that you think is bizarre, chances are I'm just fucking around. So, I'm just throwing that out there. But again, I appreciate everyone for showing up, and we got big things coming for me in this channel in 2021. Anarchism is the only way, comrades. Marxist-Leninism is the only way, comrades. We'll get through this eventually, don't worry. Personally, I'm an anarchist. But, I don't mind Marxist-Leninists. I don't mind tankies. As long as you're not a dumb motherfucker about it. Right? So that's really my thing. You can, have, this fucking, weirdo Soviet romanticization if you want. I personally disagree with it. But I think that, again, I think it's problematic if that, if you, just ignore their war crimes. I think that's problematic, right? But if you want to say, they had a very well-made, they had a very booming economy and all that stuff, yeah, sure. There's a lot that you can take notes from. I am not a scholar. So I as far as history of the Soviet Union, I know next to nothing about it. And so as far as that kind of conversation goes, I stay out of it. I'm more interested in what your take on things is, in general, like real world shit. That's what I'm more interested in. But a lot of these people that are self-identified tankies are really fucked up, bizarro motherfuckers. But not all of them. Not all of them. Same thing with Marxist-Leninists. Same thing with Stalinists even. It really does depend on your takes. You can have an informed opinion on history, that's fine. But, I am, contrary to most people, I'm only 24 years old. So, I dropped out of high school, never went to college. So, I'm just saying, I am not that smart. Hello, Joey Power. Also, hello, Fox in the Snow, by the way. I don't know if I said hello to you properly. Hello, Observer Corp. I am very funny, thank you. I mean, you can be a dumb motherfucker if you want. What are you gonna do, right? I'm sorry, it's
only
overused,
the
but...
really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ, only the really...
I'm sorry. Anyway, Andifa, you're only 24. You're smarter than I was at that age, I guess. I mean, thank you. Anyway, I've got a couple more segments lined up for today's show. But again, I just want to remind everyone, because I just broke 100 viewers. So again, thank you for tuning in. I know there's a lot of new subscribers. I gained 200 subscribers overnight, which is right? So again, I it's hard for me to do this, but I do really appreciate y'all I really do appreciate y'all tuning in. But again, I will be streaming a lot today, every Sunday. And for those of you that have been here, I know I'm saying it, but there's new people here, bear with me. Every Sunday I do a show called Sunday Runday, where I play through video games as fast as possible. It's called speedrunning. And so I will be live basically all day. And so, Kentucky Fried Comrade, I thought you were going to sleep. Hold the phone. This motherfucker begging me this morning, begging me, please, can I come on your show? Please. Please. And I said, all right, it's going to be in a couple hours. And he's like, I'm so sick. I'm dying. That was Kentucky Fried Comrade a couple hours ago. I'm going to die. I have to do it now. And I'm like, okay. So we do it. And again, you can watch that segment. It'll premiere on my channel in an hour from now. And now this guy, all of a sudden, he's good enough to post in the chat. All of a sudden, the sickness is gone. All of a sudden, it's over. By the way, speaking of all of a sudden, I refreshed my Twitter notifications like literally less than 2 minutes ago, and it's already back up to 19. By the way, this is what I'm going to talk about next.
The president.
But like, isn't that really interesting? What is going on Twitter right now? And again, I will be live all day, so if other stuff happens on Twitter, we can shitpost about it in the chat, right? Like, today's going to be a very fun day. I can already imagine. But, you know, today's a pretty fun day, so let's talk about Pat motherfucking ass, right? Let's talk about this guy. So this is Pat Toomey. He is saying that he thinks the president should resign. And that's pretty interesting because, you know, this guy's a pretty fucking far-right, like, doofus motherfucker. So, let's watch.
I don't know what they are going to send over, and one of the things that I'm concerned about, frankly, is whether the House would completely politicize something. I do think the president committed impeachable offenses, but I don't know what is going to land on the Senate floor, if anything.
So, this guy is saying, right, yes, impeachable offenses, yes, he should resign, but he's setting himself up because, guess what, there's a poll out, about 80% of Republicans think Trump did not commit an impeachable offense, right? So, I think Pat Toomey is retiring, so that puts him in a unique position where he doesn't necessarily need to placate to Republican voters, right? But he is laying that, like, groundwork for, but I don't know, the Democrats, they might politicize it. What? So, they might, politicize it, what? The Democrats are gonna not Donald Trump, who led a fucking riot at the Capitol that breached national security. No, that wasn't political. But the Democrats. What? Right? But he's laying the groundwork so that, you know, he's in that position where I'm pretty sure he's retiring. So he can go out there. He's allowed to go out there and say, yes, he should resign. Yes, he committed impeachable offenses. But part of that deal of him going out there and doing that is that he has to give that, like, rope out to his colleagues who aren't retiring. Those that are going to have to say, well, you know, the Democrats are politicizing it, so I can't in good conscience vote to convict the criminal president because the Democrats, right? Like, he's given them the rope. But I want you to understand that unique position here. Like, the Republicans know that Donald Trump was a disaster. I just go back to Lindsey Graham, like the cracker, tweet from 2015. If we nominate Trump, we will be destroyed and we will deserve it. So they know that they fucked up, right? They're going to try their hardest, right, to pretend like everything's normal, but they know they fucked up and they're scared. And so that's why Pat Toomey is going on there, and he's providing that kind of somewhat voice of reason thing, but like also giving them that escape route. And so you really kind of need to understand the doublespeak there, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion, of course, but that is also my opinion. I wish a succubus would suck out my soul. Yo, same. Alrighty. Leftism, comedy, and speedrunning, the ultimate trifecta. God bless, you know it. People are talking, more and more people are talking about Andrea. That's absolutely correct. People are talking. Again, you know, 20, I'm going to refresh my notifications right now. And oh my God, I just refreshed them and 2 just popped up. Anyway, I've got one more segment for today. And then I'll start to wrap up. And again, in an hour from now, whatever time zone you're in an hour from now, there will be a premiere on my channel, which will be part 2 of this show. We did it, beforehand, so, it's pre-taped. But you can watch it in the live chat. I will be in the live chat, and I'll, if someone says something, I'll read your chat messages, so we can just pretend it's live. But I got one more segment I want to do right here. And I think this is important because this is someone on mainstream media having a meltdown, a very righteous and very correct meltdown. Like, there are no lies detected. Now, I don't like Joe Scarborough. I think he's pretty bad, right? As far as, these people go. I think he's a former Republican. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's a former Republican. And so this was his reaction the morning after the terror attack on the Capitol where Trump supporters tried to overthrow the government. right, and literally execute the vice president of their own party, right? This is Joe Scarborough's reaction on live television, and this is the correct reaction, right? You can have your opinion on this guy. I have my opinion on this guy. This is the correct reaction, right? And while we listen to this reaction, right, look at my Twitter notifications jumping up because apparently there's stuff going on.
If these insurrectionists were black, they would have been shot in the face. And my God, if these insurrectionists were Muslim, they would have been sniped from the top of buildings. So I want to know from the Capitol Hill police, what is it? Is it just white people? Or is it Donald Trump supporters? Why do you scream at people for walking across the street 3 blocks away from the Capitol? Why are you known as badasses around the Capitol?
What he is referring to here, and again, I used to go to DC all the time. I lived in the area, so I would go to DC every day because, you know, I had stuff to do in there. I worked in there for a little bit, so I'm very familiar with the police, Capitol Police, and the DC Metropolitan Police Department itself. And so what he's referring to is basically these guys act like tough motherfuckers, like blocks down from the Capitol, blocks down from the White House. These guys will act like they're fucking like, you know, tough shit, right? And then all of a sudden, Trumpers come in, right? And then, you know, they open the fucking doors for them.
Around the Capitol. But then Trump supporters come in and you open the fucking doors for them. Oh my God. You open the doors for them.
I love that. Like, whoever, what is that? The wifey? I think literally, the wifey. Just like, oh my God, it's so good.
The fucking doors for them. Oh my God. You open the doors for them and let them breach the people's house. What is wrong with you?
Now, I want to juxtapose this reaction with the dumb shit for brains assholes on, like, in the Jimmy Dore media space that are saying, oh, this is cool, man. This is super sick. I'd rather vote for a fascist than Nancy Pelosi. Haha, I hope they didn't say fuck to AOC when they tried to kill her and everyone around her, right? Like, those guys will shit on people like Joe Scarborough correctly for being a shit lib asshole, right? And then also, like, they're going to defend a fascist takeover of government, right? Whereas Joe Scarborough at least understands that these motherfucking Trump supporters are bad news. And again, this is a former Republican. And so again, I don't like him, but this is a very good reaction to see on mainstream media. This is the correct reaction. Like, this is just correct. Contrasting this with Black Lives Matter protests, it's correct. This is a correct reaction from someone that you would probably not expect such a correct reaction from. And I think it's worth signal boosting because of that. Again, these, like, what would have happened if Zip Tie Guy, like, managed to catch up with Ilhan Omar? What would have happened if Zip Tie Guy and his buddies caught up with AOC? Like, seriously, this could have been an epic disaster. And the fact that it wasn't is absurd to me. It's shocking that only 5 people died. It's shocking. And again, there's a lot of these people in our media space. If you're watching my stream, you probably know who Jimmy Dore is. You probably know who all of these fucking weirdos are. These people are mocking a fascist takeover of government. And, like, again, we're going to go into that in the pre-tape segment that's going to go live in a little bit on my channel. But my God, man. Like, they had guns. They brought pipe bombs into the halls of Congress with the intent to kill them all and overthrow the government. If MSNBC people can call it as it is, then why can't people who correctly call out MSNBC people call it as it is? Right? Whoa, just reported the Capitol Hill cop committed suicide this morning? Are you kidding me? Holy shit. I might cover that actually, real quick. Wow. Oh, wow, this just came out. Oh, wow. I mean... Hey, come on. Like, before I get into the segment that I'm going to clip for YouTube, you know, if you don't know my opinion, you should know my opinion based on how I'm saying this, but hey, you all know my opinion. You know. Anyway, so the death count for the Capitol Hill terror attack and coup attempt increases because it appears, and this just came out, so I don't have that much info on it, but I wanted to, you know, I'm still live, so I wanted to tack this on here. A Capitol Police officer committed suicide, presumably because of the events that took place and how it weighed on their conscience. But again, more info will come out about this. Who knows? It also, you know, again, a lot of cops get suicided in a lot of instances. You know, it could be, you know, who knows what this is. This is breaking news. And again, I want to remind everyone, the Blue Lives Matter crowd now has resulted in the deaths of 2 police officers. They killed one directly, and I think that that's the more important story. The Blue Lives Matter crowd literally beat a cop to death with a fire extinguisher. Okay, apparently this, according to the chat, and again, I don't know, but according to the chat, this one was one of the congressional protectors, whom I think, again, one of the other people that was in there as part of Capitol Police that were there to protect legislators, shot and killed the Trump supporter who tried to climb through the window. So I don't know if that was this person or if that was there, like if that was, you know, if they were in the situation. I don't know, but either way, again, the reverberations of this attack are going to be here for a long time, and it's not over yet. I am only under the impression it's going to get worse. These people are not going to just go away when Biden becomes president. When Biden becomes president, they're probably going to get even fucking crazier. And, I don't know. But, that's breaking news there. We'll maybe see more about that tomorrow. But, that's nuts. Wow. If we're talking about New Jersey and counties in New Jersey, born and raised in Burlington County, HMU, the best county. Hello, ZXC 5000. His own thugs have sealed his fate. He can never run again, and the Republican Party will not. I wouldn't be so sure about that. They're planning another attempt 1 week from now. Yep. And on the inauguration. But yeah, again, I 113 people here. I mean, again, that's incredible. Thank you so much for watching today's show. I've got a lot of shows that you can catch up on for Above It All, if you'd like. And so again, I did 2 shows yesterday. Did I do 2 shows the day before? I think I did that too. But I've been doing a lot of extra content because there's a lot to unpack here this week. And so again, if you want to go watch some previous content, that's cool. But also, I will be streaming almost all day today. Every week, I do a series called Sunday Run Day, where I play through PlayStation games, like Spyro the Dragon, which is in arm's reach. I don't know if I will be playing Spyro. Like Rayman on the Sony PlayStation, which is arm's reach. I don't know if I will be playing Rayman. Those are all the games I got next to me. But yeah, so I will be live all day. And again, there's a lot of drama on Twitter. Apparently, again, my notifications just keep climbing. So there's a lot of drama on Twitter. If you want to know why there's drama on Twitter, there's a segment that I recorded before today's episode with Kentucky Fried Comrade where we go into a Twitter thread where some guy with 7,000 followers, a red-brown fascist carrying carrying water for fascist account, defending the Capitol attack and that. Like, those people are really upset that I'm calling them out for their bullshit. And so there's a thread that's getting a lot of attention, and we kind of dissected it this morning, and I'm sure that, it's going to get more and more entertaining. So that's going to be live on my channel in 45 minutes from right now, 11:15 a.m. It'll be live at 12 p.m. Eastern. So in 45 minutes, that will be a premiered video on my channel, and I will be in the chat. So if you want to hop in the chat, that's cool. And again, I will be live with Sunday Run Day, maybe around 2, maybe 3 p.m., but maybe 2. I'm thinking 2. And so that would be 2 hours after that. So I'll be live a lot today. But again, if you don't want to watch video games, that's fine. You can go watch some previous videos of mine. I've got tons of shit. Yeah. Also, again, when I play video games, I'll be very interactive with the chat. So if you want to ask me anything, if you want to get to know me, if you want to, I don't know. Like, I'm a very open person, and I'm a very interactive person. So if you just want to ask any questions or whatever, again, there's a lot of new people who probably don't know me that well. So if you want to ask anything, I'll be here for a lot of the time. What time is speed run? I don't even know how to answer that. I don't even know if that's a question. Is that even English? I have no idea. If you're asking what time I'm going to start streaming, maybe in 3 hours from now. What time is speed run? I just can't comprehend that. If I'm still alive, I'll try to be in the chat. Sounds good. We got flu-fried comrade who's apparently, according to reports, dying. The guy who tried slamming Andrea posted her video sideways. I know, it's so good. Again, if you're watching this stream, you gotta, right? You gotta watch the premiered thing. It's gonna be in about 40 minutes, so go take a break. But yeah, I'll start doing my video game stuff at around 2 p.m. So that's in 3 hours, 2 hours, 45 minutes from now. Thank you all for watching. If you're new here, you are now going to be able to experience the world-famous outro segment. It is very surreal seeing playing computer games becoming a small niche part of your channel now. I know, right? But it's better a niche part than no part at all. So, there you go. But yeah, again, thank you everyone for the support. I really do appreciate it. This is very overwhelming for me in a lot of ways. And so again, I thank you for being here. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the things that I'll be streaming today. And again, I stream 7 days a week, 10 a.m. every single day, 7 days a week. Unless there's like, something big comes up, like a doctor appointment or like, something that I would need to like change the time. But 10 a.m., 7 days a week, no breaks. Let's get it. All right, let's go. So thank you. Goodbye. For now.
My opinion is never. Little double sound deck. So that's the story, folks. Really, how many people do that? I mean, they moved out and then they said, "Ah, the hell with it, I'll move back in." It doesn't sound like a very normal. You mean they moved out and what? They missed it so much that they wanted to move back in? It's crazy. Well, and then early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes. Those votes were put there a number of hours before.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened. They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of government. Very simple. Bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up. And they had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint, when they thought about it. Because whoever thought of that idea, I think is in big trouble.
Antifa exists.
They're not accountable to anyone. I get 10 to 12 million views a month, and they won't come on and address my progressive audience.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
I'm about to be 34 and I have no family.
Watch Hillary examine the terrain. Watch a campaign with the man Tim Kaine. Tim Kaine in the membrane. Tim Kaine in the brain.
8 months after his alleged meeting with the Burmese executives, so this Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese, a real beautiful company. Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Could you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
How we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
$7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes. Those votes were put there a number of hours before the...
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
Well, it was an amazing phone call I made. 40 Wall Street actually was the second tallest building in downtown Manhattan. And it was actually, before the World Trade Center, was the tallest. And then when they built the World Trade Center, it became known as the second tallest, and now it's the tallest. And I just spoke to my people.